Godou stood back nervously as the man clad in red and blue stood towards him, slowly descending from the sky above. To the average person, he appeared to be no more than an ordinary man, perhaps older in age with the streaks of gray in his dark black hair. His face a worn and tired expression, his eyes glowing something ominously. What's going on? I can't feel any magic coming from him. If I didn't see him standing before me, I wouldn't even know he was there. And yet, why? Why do I feel my legs shaking right now? Like there's a power inside of him. Something I can't even begin to fathom. Listen, I don't know what's going on, but right now, I have more important things. The older man grabbed him by the throat, before flying high into the sky above, holding him there effortlessly. Crap! He's really strong! He can fly! His hand, it feels like he's going to crush my neck! Shazam! Instantly, lightning would crackle around Godou as he transformed before the foreign man's eyes, now transformed into the champion. That's more like it. So you finally revealed your true form. More or less. Now who the hell are you? And what do you want with me? Talk is pointless. The unknown man would charge towards Godou as the two heroic figures began spiraling in the air, their capes bellowing in the wind as their fists would begin to clash. For Godou, he had been hit before by many powerful foe, but this was unlike any fight that he had ever been in. His punches, they're equal to mine. No. Every time he strikes, it feels like they're getting more and more powerful. All right then, I don't need to hold back. You know where I'm from, we try to respect our elders. But if that's how you want to play it, then fine. I'll unleash my full power. Godou's body would begin to be enveloped in a golden aura as he began calling on the divine powers of Verithragna, the 10 holy authorities. Now, power of the bull, grant me strength! Godou could feel an upsurge in his power. The strength of the avatar of the bull, already increasing tenfold the strength of Hercules. As he came colliding towards the unknown man, he started to gain more of the upper hand in the fight. I won't allow you to do what you want here. If we keep fighting like this, innocent people will get hurt. The older man gave Godou a headbutt, sending him back, before grabbing him by the cape and spinning him around, throwing him onto the ground once again. The people began ducking for cover, running away as the fight was now taken to the streets. Godou was immediately rushed through a series of buildings. Godou, seeing that the people were going to get hurt, he immediately wrestled the older man off of him as he went to go and save the people. And surprisingly enough, the older man did the same. What the? He was already trying to kick my ass a moment ago. So why? Why is he saving these people? But just as soon as the crowd had been cleared, they went right back to fighting. Godou found himself on the defensive, Whoever this man was, he was good. Really good. Whatever his power is, it's definitely not magic. It's not a divine authority. I can't feel anything coming from him. So how? How is he this strong? Meanwhile, Maria and Liliana could feel that something was off. I don't feel right, Liliana. What's the matter? It's Godou. I think he's in... Maria! Liliana! The door would fly open as Headmaster Toma would enter, the head of the Historical Compilation Committee, Toma Amakasu. This is bad. Kusanagi Godou, he needs our help. Godou? What's wrong with Master Godou? Liliana would say. Superman is here. Who? Superman? Maria would say. It's been almost half a century since anyone's heard from him. And he's from the United States. Why would Superman be in Japan? Maria would ask. Hold on, who is this Superman? Liliana would ask. You've seriously never heard of Superman? He is proclaimed to be the Man of Steel, Toma would say. Originally a Kryptonian who came from a dying world, he landed on Earth long ago. He's been around, well, at least he was active, sometime in the 1940s in the United States, most prominently during the events of World War II. But after a short run afterwards, he mysteriously disappeared. Other organizations, those in the US, have been trying to keep him monitored for a while now. We thought that he had gone into a state of retirement and self-isolation. But now it seems he's decided to come out, and he's fighting against Godou. But why would he fight against Godou? Liliana would say. If he's supposed to be a hero, then what would bring him here to challenge the king? That's what we're trying to figure out. We can't get in contact with Erica either. This is a code black emergency. I'm sending out anyone who can take the signal right now for Japan to be prepared and to brace for the worst. We're trying to keep the veil on as long as possible so that the people aren't too alarmed by the situation. As far as they know, Japan is facing another natural disaster, but the veil will only be able to cover but for so much. The veil. Meanwhile, in Spirit World. Mr. Koenma, sir, we're just getting reports from Japan. It appears that the Campione known as Kusanagi Godou has engaged in battle against a being known as Superman. His name, given to him on Earth, Clark Kent, though originally Kal-El. Yes, Ogre, I'm aware of who Superman is. The real question is, why on earth is he engaged in battle against the Campione? And why is this even being alerted to me? Because the headmaster of the Japanese Historical Compilation Committee has issued a code black. A code black? Oh, then that can't be good. What to do in this situation? I normally try to stay out of human affairs, and this is as human as it gets, and I hate dealing with the Campione. But still, if this leads to worldwide catastrophe, then I can't very well ignore it. Fine. I'll see if I can make some phone calls. I know some people who are on standby who might be able to help. But Koenma, sir, what are we going to do if this continues to escalate? I don't know either. This is why Campione are such a problem. There's no governing authority for any of them. They do whatever they want anyhow. All I can ask is that they try to keep the destruction to a minimum. This Kusanagi Godou, all I can hope for is that the kid can hang in there for dear life. He won't be able to feel any magical or spiritual power coming from Superman, but don't be fooled. He truly is one of the strongest in the universe for a reason. Even the heaven and hell itself couldn't contain him. For Godou, he continued his fight against the Superman, who was now gaining more and more of the advantage, forcing Godou to have to resort to using more of the authorities of Verithragna. He had already used the power of the bull, and now he channeled the power of the white stallion, summoning the flaming horse as it charged towards him. I call upon the authority of the flaming stallion. Come forth at once, riding gallantly with the power of the sun at its back. I use you to incinerate my enemies! Huh? Ugh! Superman was collided with the flaming horse as it began driving him into the belly of the earth. I'll use this to keep you down. Let's see if you can take the heat! As Godou would press forward with the power of the horse, Erica was trying to figure out what was going on herself, but Enna was continuing her assault. You should stay mindful of our battle, Blandelli. Now's not the time for this, Enna. Don't you see what's going on? Why is Superman here in Japan? That is none of your concern. Your concern is our battle. You're really starting to tick me off, you know that? Fine. If that's really how you want it, I'll dispose of you immediately. The two girls continued in their death battle, all while Godou was continuing to press the advantage against Superman. But slowly, the flames of the horse would begin to dissipate, almost as if they were evaporating. Eventually, the horse would disappear entirely as Superman rose from the crater, a glare aimed directly towards Godou. He went charging towards him once again, and now the two of them were engaged in their battle of hand-to-hand combat. The older Superman was more experienced in this field, able to maneuver Godou in and out of position as he wished. While Godou was a good fighter, he wouldn't be hard-pressed to be called a great one, and the older man knew it. Damn, this guy, his fighting skills turn like anything I've ever come across. He might even be better than Salvatore. Crap, I really should have taken up Erica on those fighting lessons. Godou now realized that slacking off in his training was now coming to bite him in the ass. He really didn't want to have to kill. But right now, what other choice did he have at the moment? I don't know what you are, Godou would say. But I don't want to fight. And I don't want to kill you. Don't flatter yourself, kid. You wouldn't have a chance of killing me. Fine then. We'll see about that. I call on the power of the warrior. Come forth, divine sword of salvation! The skies would begin to part as a piercing light would shine through onto Godou, the golden blade falling into his hand once again. Old Reliable. I don't know exactly who or what you are, but this blade will help me figure out the truth. Once I have it, I will strike you down. Liliana would arrive onto the scene, along with Maria. Godou, are you all right? Liliana, Maria, you need to get out of here. Leave this to me. No, wait, Godou, you don't understand. It's Superman. Superman? I always thought he was nothing but a rumor. So you're saying that he's real? The hero from the United States? Yes, this is him. But why? Why is he in Japan? What does he want with me? That's what we're trying to figure out. You won't be able to feel any magic coming from him, Master, Liliana said, as she drew her sword. Hear me, Kryptonian. You are trespassing in my king's domain. You have raised your fist against him, and for that you cannot be forgiven. This is your one and only warning. Leave now, or suffer at the hands of my blade. Liliana could barely perceive as Superman flew right by her, ready to take her out with a devastating chop. Liliana just barely raised her sword to block, and she was sent flying back for blocks. Maria, meanwhile, would be moved out to safety by Godou, as he would swing his blade trying to take down Superman. I don't know anything about him. Whatever he is or whoever he is, he's not a divine entity. But even so, if I can just learn about him, learn who he truly is, then I can take him down. I know it. Godou would continue the assault against Superman, who effortlessly dodged every slash of his blade, eventually catching it between both of his fists. But Godou would use this to his advantage. Flipping over behind him, he held him in a bear hug, exposing his chest high to the sky above as he yelled out, Shazam! The crackle of lightning would descend immediately, striking Superman in the chest, as Godou would repeat this process over and over again, believing that he had now stunned Superman. Now, I'll crush you. Come forth, the power of the divine boar. Trample my enemy now. Crush him into the dirt. Leave him to rot. The divine boar of Verithragna, the avatar of the wild beast, would be summoned, as Godou would use it to crash down into Superman. I'm not done yet. Not just with the power of the boar, but you'll also taste the power of the goat. Now, come forth, divine lightning from heaven. I use you to execute my judgment. Strike forth against my enemy. The heavenly lightning would descend onto Superman, followed by the power of the boar. Godou had already gone through 5 of the commandments, using them in succession to strike down at Superman. He believed that this would be enough to stun him, as he rejoined with both Liliana and Maria. Maria breathed a sigh of relief, hoping that the battle was over. But Liliana knew otherwise. She would immediately push Maria down and tell Godou to duck, as a large scythe almost took off his head. They looked up to see that another fighter had joined in the battle. The goddess Athena, in her true form. So, we meet again, Kusanagi Godou. Athena? But how are you? It's not easy to kill a god. Surely you should know this. The earth would begin to rumble from under them, as Superman had now emerged as well, standing to his right and Athena to his left. Oh no, a heretic god? At a time like this? Maria, Liliana would say, I'm going to back up Godou. You need to take cover. No, I'm not abandoning you. Now's not the time, Maria. Look, you can't do anything in this fight. You'll only get in the way. Please, if you really care about Godou, then you have to give him space. Fine, but don't die. Liliana would appear beside Godou, the two of them standing together against their enemies. Liliana, I know what you're going to say, but you should already know better than anyone. I am not going to leave your side. Not now, not ever. Your hands will be full with the Kryptonian. Leave Athena to me. You really are a fool of yourself, child, if you think that you can defeat me. You are not even a Campione. You are an exiled knight at best, and not even the best one that I've come across. Liliana's rage would begin to flare, as her magical power would start to rise, being compared to Erica once again. First Anna, now Athena. Everyone constantly trying to call her second rate, second best. It made her sick. You continue to compare me to Blandelli. That is very foolish of you, Athena. And it's funny. I wouldn't mistake foolishness with a goddess of supposed wisdom. Because surely you should know your fate was sealed the moment you stepped to my blade. You wish to do battle with my master. I will not allow it. Hear me, goddess Athena. For your treachery and your foolishness, you will fall at my blade. I swear, on the name of the Crinjar family, in the name of my devotion to my king, you will fall, rogue god, to me. Foolish until the end. That's why I love you humans so much. I'm going to make you eat those words. Don't die, Liliana, Godou would say. I don't plan on it, Master. Meanwhile, in the tomb of the Rock of Eternity, sitting on his throne, the wizard watches the events taking place on Earth. As the doors open, seemingly no one stands at the entranceway. But if you were to look down onto the ground, a tiny figure was waiting, the wizard's anger beginning to flare at his presence. You vile creature of darkness! You dare to enter into the Rock of Eternity! The wizard would create a barrier around the tiny insect. But it was not fazed by the booming voice of the wizard or his words. At long last, wizard, we meet again. You have not turned away from your treachery. You are vile. Nothing but evil lies in your heart. No, I have been waiting. You sit in judgment of me. I merely fulfill my destiny. To rule, to conquer. I am the one of superiority in mind, body, and strength. Your powers have grown weak, so much so that you cannot even strike me down. You think this barrier will stop me. Your evil will never come to pass. What you seek lies inside of the Rock of Eternity, the great three evils. But I will not allow them to escape. Your ambitions stop here. Nothing stops here except for you. My calculations are never wrong. The time of your end is near. And once you are dead, along with your false champions, I will claim the power for myself. A power hidden between heaven and hell will be mine to command. For no one will overcome Mr. Mind. This concludes Campione, Fury of the Gods. What if Godou Kusanagi was Shazam? Season 3, Part 2. As always, if you enjoyed today's video and everything else that we have to offer, then please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for post notifications so you can stay up to date on everything that is PowerCore Productions and Podcastings that's to come out now and in the future. And stay tuned next time as we continue with Campione, Fury of the Gods. What If Godou Kusanagi Was Shazam, Season 3, Part 3. But anyway, that's going to do it for the end of today's video. I'm Javon Harrington with PowerCore Productions and Podcastings, signing off, and I'll see you next time.